We're only a handful of minutes behind schedule. It's been great considering the weather we had earlier here on the track. A couple of early 3,000 metres here. We had 30 and 40 athletes lined up. But it is our men's C 3,000 now ready to go. So here we go. Matthew Goff of Glen Huntly, Andrew Carey, Williamstown, Jaden Padgham, Bendigo, Max Seville, Bentley, Yarra Rangers, Sebastian Barrington, Old Scotch, Jeff Anish, Soundaraja of Melbourne Uni, Aaron McKenzie, Shane Grind, Rory Vial, Keith Scott, Ballarat, as we get our pacemaker coming through for the first time. So in that front group there, you've got Charles Barrett of Essendon, Isaac Holberton, Melbourne University, Shane Grund, and also Matthew Goff of Glen Huntly sitting behind the pace. I reckon that might have been Jaden Padgham there also up there in the Bendigo Uni colours. But going through the rest of the field, you've got Patrick Jaff, Matthew Vaneur, Knox, Eric Ueda, Melbourne Uni, Ben Mornane, Eureka, Jack Hyam, Glen Huntly, Isaac Holberton, Melbourne University, Jonathan Squire, Melbourne University, Matthew Sostarek, Essendon, Ned Vieway, Frankston, Richard Johnston, Deakin, Craig Appleby, Knox, Archie Wallace of Old Scotch, Charles Barrett, Essendon, and Aidan Velton, Glen Huntly, round out your field. In this men's 3,000 metres. We've had some terrific pace set all night tonight. Here it is again. Right now, Aaron McKenzie moves up to the front. So Aaron McKenzie moves to the outside there of Charles Barrett and Andrew Carey. Also in that lead group as they've strung out. A bit quicker here again. 8:40 I heard was the call from a couple of the boys was their goal. As I said, we had 11 go through in sub 9 minutes in the previous race. There's a chance that the whole field here might get inside that magical 9-minute barrier. And with the tempo they're setting here early, it's a real possibility. So the long train effect, and they're only in the first kilometre, tells you the pace is on. Aaron McKenzie is still, he's the grey T-shirt you can see. The Essendon athletes next. That's Charles Barrett, the Yarra Rangers. Behind them, you've also got Richard Johnston of Deakin University, Liam Hemingway of Mornington, Aidan Velton, Glen Huntly running well, Archie Wallace of Old Scotch. So they're well inside. We're looking at somewhere around that 8:40 pace at the moment. So 1K tempo was great. Charles Barrett takes over the control. And as I say that, he just relinquishes it again to Aaron McKenzie. So Aaron McKenzie goes back to the front, looks very comfortable there, in fact. I think that's Jaden Padgham still in the middle. Now moving through another one of our independent athletes tonight. So McKenzie out in front. Shane Grund now moves in really well. Jaden Padgham in the Bendigo colours in the middle. Liam Hemingway with the cap on in the middle of that group there. So 10 athletes have now just split away from the pack. Shane Grund in the orange singlet takes control. Aaron McKenzie tucks back in behind him with also Charles Barrett. and the lead getting shared around amongst our front group. Tempo's definitely still on. 8:40 is the time I think we're looking for. New leader now. Max Seville Bentley goes to the front, being joined by Craig Appleby. Appleby looks magnificent there moving through. The second chase pack now is going to be Ned Vieway leading the way in that chase pack. At the back of that group, Matthew Goff. But out in front, Craig Appleby setting a cracking pace. Plenty of years of experience behind Craig Appleby out in front, the Knox athlete. He just puts a few metres on Shane Grund again. So 5:43. So something in that 8:30 mid-range is on the possibility. If Craig Appleby can keep this tempo up for the last 2 laps, I reckon 8:30 low might be a real chance. Charles Barrett again makes a bit of a move out wide. Shane Grund is there. The Melbourne Uni athlete now being Isaac Holberton. I haven't called him much. Holberton looks terrific in that group. Aidan Velton and Glenn Huntley just off the back now. So Appleby, 10 metres it is. It's a race of 4, it's a race of 5 at the moment to chase. Saville Bentley from Yarra Range, as you can see, just off the back of that group, but by no means out of it. Shane Grund just making good position again with 600 to go. Who's going to be the challenger to Appleby? He laid it down in the second kilometre. He's put 15, 20 metres on them. Will it be enough with 500 to go? The evergreen Craig Appleby. 20 metres he has on the chase pack. We've seen him at all sorts of distances. Right up to the marathon, all over cross country for a long time. And here he is at the bell, and he's going to get it at 7:21. He's got 20 metres. The chase is going to have to do a lot of work. Grund is next. Now moving out wide, it's the capped runner there from Mornington. That's Liam Hemingway. Melbourne University's Isaac Holberton trying to make a bit of a challenge. Appleby, though, has just opened this gap up. It's a 40-metre margin down the back straight. There'll be no catching him tonight. We've seen plenty of years of star athletes come out of Knox. Craig Appleby been one representing them proudly for a long time. And he's going to run away with a victory tonight in the men's C. How quick can he go, though? We said 8:30 low's a chance. He might even break 8:30 if he really flies home. So Craig Appleby, let's keep that round of applause coming for Craig Appleby as he comes down the home straight. Liam Hemingway will be the Mornington athlete next. So Appleby will break 8:25, he goes in fact. Hemingway's through next. Then it'll be Shane Grund. Charles Barrett with a strong finish. Holberton next. It is Saville Bentley through. Aidan Velton through nicely there. Archie Wallace finishes strong. 16, we've got Ben Mornane. Padgham comes through next, leading the next group home. You've got Jonathan Squire, Matthew Goff, rounding out that another Glenn Huntley athlete there in Jack Heim. Andrew Carey comes through now from Williamstown, just over 9 minutes. So probably 22 or 23 of our field inside 9 minutes with Craig Appleby, 8:25, taking out the men's 3,000 metre C race.